What is going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to this Warhammer community update, which looks at Forge World Index Astra Militarum preview. Imperial armor. I don't even know whether I'm going to be getting these books, but I thought it'd be interesting to have a quick skim through what they got to say about it. I want to take a look inside the covers of Imperial Armor Index Forces of the Astra Militarum. While we're sure many of you are still getting stuck into this past week's indexes and devising all sorts of cunning combinations of units, some of you may already be hungry for more. We've previewed Imperial Armor Index Xenos already, so today we're looking at the Astra Militarum. Imperial Armor isn't just a name for this index, it's absolutely packed with Imperial tanks of all shapes and sizes. One of the largest and the most unusual is the Malcador Infernus. Okay, so let's have a look at this data sheet then. The movement rate varies according to damage. I won't even go into that. The weapon skill is a 6+. The ballistic skill is affected by the damage to it as well. Strength 7, toughness 8, 18 wounds. That's quite nice. The attacks are also affected by the damage. It starts off with 3 attacks, so I'll say that now, and then it goes down to D3 attacks and then 1 attack. Leadership 8. And a 3+ save. That's pretty sweet. I won't bother with stats for like these weapons here because they're pretty straightforward. Once you hunter killer missile 48-inch range like the autocannon, that's pretty sweet. Heavy 1. Strength 8, AP2. I'll say AP2 because it takes 2 off, doesn't it? And D6 damage. But there you go anyway. Inferno Gun. When attacking with this weapon, use a profile that matches the fuel that the model has. So if it uses chemical fuel, it's a 16-inch range. Heavy 2d6 weapon. It's got a AP3 and a damage of 1. This weapon automatically hits its target. In addition, it wounds on a 2+. Unless it's targeting a vehicle, in which case it wounds on a 6+. And the bottom one, the flammable fuel, is also a 16-inch range. It's a heavy 2d6 type weapon. That's a strength 7 AP2. And that's 2 damage. This weapon automatically hits its target. Wow. War gear options. This model may swap its Inferno Gun's flammable fuel for chemical fuel. That's good. This model may replace its 2 heavy stubbers with either 2 autocannon, 2 heavy bolters, 2 heavy flamers, or 2 las cannon. And this model may take a hunter killer missile. This model may take a heavy stubber. Okay, ability smoke launchers. I mean, that's great. I've just built up Razorback. I'm about to put the smoke launchers on there. So once per game, instead of shooting any weapons in the shooting phase, this model can use its smoke launchers. If it does so, until your next shooting phase, your opponent must subtract 1 from any hit rolls and target it, which is great. Titanic Explosion. If this model is reduced to 0 wounds, roll a d6 before removing it from the battlefield. On a 4+, it explodes, and each unit within 2d6 suffers d6 mortal wounds. Yeah. That's good though, I like that. Faction keywords: Imperium, Astra Militarum, Regiment. And keywords: Vehicle, Malcador, Malcador Infernus. The Malcador Infernus is a mobile fortress like its brothers, with an enormous wound count, a strong 3+ save and toughness 8. The key feature of the Infernus is its Inferno Gun. Automatic hits mean the reduction in ballistic skill the vehicle suffers when taking damage is effectively ignored. While the different fuel types give generals a variety of tactical options, flammable fuel is going to be lethal for tanks and infantry alike. either in stacking up high strength, highly damaging hits against low models, or barbecuing bulky squads of troops. Chemical fuel is going to be a huge threat against monstrous creatures of all type, capable of combining a huge number of hard to save wounds. Finally, the Titanic Explosion ability gives the Malcador a chance of doing considerable damage even when it dies. While this would be a potential risk for tanks that sit in your back line, for a frontline assault vehicle like the Malcador Inferno, it's fantastic. Some of the more esoteric regiments and units of the Astra Militarum are also included, including the iconic Death Riders. But yeah, the tank thing, I mean, it's kind of like, the kamikaze type thing, isn't it? So, yes. Hang on, how many? It's 16 power points. 16 power. Yeah, it's probably worth it if you're playing power level. Yeah, I would say so. Alright, Death Corps Death Rider Squadron. Let's have a look at these guys then. Death Corps Death Rider. Movement 10, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 4+, strength 3, toughness 4 and 2 wounds, 2 attacks, 6 leadership and a 4+ save. And the Ride Master is the same except for he's got an extra attack and an extra leadership value. This unit contains 1 Death Corps Ride Master and 4 Death Corps Death Riders. It can include up to 5 additional Death Riders. Power rating 5. Each model is armed with a las pistol, Death Corps hunting lance, frag grenades, crack grenades, and rides a Krieg steed, which attacks with savage claws. We're all quite familiar with the weapons stats by now, I should think. Krieg steed, though, savage claws. It's melee. He does the melee attacks. Strength 4. AP nothing, damages is a 1. After model on this mount makes its close combat attacks, you can attack with its mount. Make 2 additional attacks using this weapon's profile. Make 2 additional attacks. So why? Oh right, I see. Yeah. Right, the Ride Master may replace their las pistol with an item from the Death Corps of Krieg ranged weapons list, and Death Corps hunting lance with an item from the Death Corps of Krieg melee weapons list. Abilities: the Cult of Sacrifice. Augmented mount. Roll a d6 each time this model suffers a wound from an attack with a strength of 4 or less. On a 5+, it ignores the injury and the wound is not lost. War Strider. This model does not suffer any penalty to its move when charging into terrain features. Faction keywords: Imperial, Astra Militarum, Death Corps of Krieg. Keywords, general keywords: Cavalry, Death Riders, Death Corps, Death Riders Squadron. These guys are going to be a valuable addition to any Imperium player's tactical toolbox. The Death Corps Hunting Lance allows the Death Riders to threaten a wide range of targets, but will be particularly deadly against multi-wound heavy infantry. The War Strider ability, meanwhile, means that you will be able to reach even entrenched enemies, even if you miss out on the charge. The Krieg Steed's Savage Claws pack a decent punch. With a respectable 10-inch move, Death Riders can range ahead of your main force to block any nasty assault units from trying to deploy close to your more fragile units, or keep pace with your tanks and transports and shield their flanks. Your opponents are going to find these guys a nightmare to displace too. A respectable 4+ armor save, a toughness of 4, 2 wounds, and the augmented mount ability means these guys are going to eat up small arms fire. Yeah, sounds good to me. Dying isn't even much of an obstacle for these baleful horsemen. Like in the background, Death Corps aren't so much fazed by death as encouraged by it. The Cult of Sacrifice ability significantly reduces the effect of morale tests, which unique Death Corps orders like Duty Unto Death allow any models killed in the fight phase to immediately make a single attack. We haven't even begun to get into how these guys work with the rest of the Death Corps army, or Death Rider characters like the Death Rider Squadron Commander. Get the data sheets above and much more, blah blah blah. There you go. That's quite a nice picture there, actually. Quite like that. Unusual. So there you go. Forge World Index Astra Militarum preview. Yeah, please like, subscribe, share this video around. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now, folks. Bye bye.